Hi guys, good to see you again. Luis Das from English Easy Luis channel. Wishing you well. I'm happy to meet you through this video once again. As we have been discussing or knowing something about or some information about tenses these days. So we have completed 12 tenses, active voice tenses and the circumstances. So in between we have also discussed about ways and means of improving our spoken English. In my previous video with regard to tense, I just gave you about 12 sentences with examples of all the tenses, explaining the situations in which every sentence is written there. So if you understand the situation, you can easily write the correct forms of the verb in those blanks. So in this way, I said we can make use of the grammar and write the correct forms of the verbs when we are asked to do, especially during the examination time. Okay guys, so in relation to that, in this video, I'm just going to begin to help you to understand, as I told you, the format of all the 12 active voice tenses. So once we complete this one, we will go into passive voice. Now we are dealing only with the active voice, and there are 12 tenses as we had seen already. And from today onwards, I'll just try to help you to understand the different formats or different forms using the auxiliary verb, and what are the auxiliary verbs that we are supposed to use to write the sentences correctly in every tense. So in this way, we become very clear both in grammar as well as understanding the situations. Okay guys, so having this as an introduction, let me start with simple present tense today. Let me start with simple present tense today. See, when I say simple present tense, I don't mean that we are going back to again to explain the situations there. We have done that already. Now, if we want to write correct sentences, we must begin with the subject verb object combination. Subject verb object combination. Then only we can easily understand. So let me write a sentence first of all for you to clearly understand. Let me write a sentence here in simple present tense using one verb. So what am I doing now? I teach grammar or I teach tenses. So instead of grammar, write tenses. See, I teach grammar. Okay. Now, this is your subject, and this is your verb, and this is your object. Now, after writing this one, we will know that this is in simple present tense. Simple present tense. Now, I have used only the subject I, the first person singular. First person singular. Now, the same sentence we are going to use in all the 8 subjective pronouns, so that we know what is the format of the word towards the end. See, now I, this is first person singular, then we have we teach grammar. I am using the same verb. I am using the same verb. You may wonder, you teach grammar sir, we also, how can we teach grammar sir? That is all, no problem there. See, I am using the same verb in order for us to have a clear understanding of the formation of different forms of the verbs here. Alright? And then we teach, then first person plural, then second person singular. You teach grammar. You teach grammar. And there is plural also. we know that we are not going to worry too much about plurals, singulars now. We are worried about only the subjective pronouns and the usage of verb and object there. See? And then you have third person singular. See, he teaches. He teaches grammar. She teaches grammar. It, of course, you can omit the subject, it, but sometimes we can make it, it teaches grammar. It can be said, as far as grammar is concerned, this can be said, it teaches grammar. Now you may ask me, what does it mean, sir? It may refer to maybe the robo or videos. We can take that as a subject, it. And they teach grammar. Alright? Now look at all the verbs here. Look at all the subject, teach, teach, teaches, 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 and teach. So you have all the subjects. Now apart from this, you have the subjects. What are the subjects that can be used here instead of the subjective pronouns? You can use all the nouns. You can use all the nouns. You can use all the nouns. So instead of nouns, these pronouns are used as a subject in sentences so that we can easily understand the meaning of the sentence. Okay, now since we are talking about tenses, let us come back to the verb teach here. Let us come back to the verb teach. See, teach, I have written only teach. Now before this main verb, you have no auxiliary verb. You have no auxiliary verb. See, I teach, we teach, you teach. But then when it comes to third person singular, you are adding es. Since it is the verb to teach here, you add es. Otherwise, as a general rule, we call it vs. That's all. So what is the general rule that we can frame by understanding, by reading all these tenses? See? So to write a sentence in simple present tense, only one formation. What is that one formation here? Understand that. I will write here neatly. See? I will write it here. Subject and then plus verb and then objects. Okay? So here when you say verb, you can make use of it as verb and then VS, or sometimes you can say VS also, VES. Sometimes we use only yes there, only for present tense. So subject, verb and object. This is the combination. The subject can be either of the subjective pronouns or any nouns for that matter. Okay guys, so like this, you can go on writing as many sentences as possible in simple present tense. So to write simple present tense, we need only subject, verb, object. So this is very easy to understand. This is very easy to understand. This is very easy to understand. That's all as far as simple present tense is concerned with regard to rules and regulations. Now since this is very little to understand, I will proceed with the past tense also now. Present tense is over. See, subject, verb, object is there. And then we move on to past tense. We move on to past tense immediately. Now, I don't think you have any doubts here because it's very clearly seen. You have the subject, verb, and you don't have any other auxiliary verb before the main verb here. And you have third person singular, and you have the changes in the verb. That's why we need subject, verb, and that verb could be with VS or VES. So if you are able to understand that particular formation of the rules here, you can write the sentences very well as far as present tense is concerned. Okay? So let me rub this and then we'll straight away go into past tense so that we can do it faster a little bit, and then it is very easy to understand. Now what I am going to do, I am simply going to rub this off. Present tense is over, and then I am just going to rub only the verb here. Only the verb here. And then here of course. So what am I going to write here? What am I going to write here? Past tense of the verb teach. Okay? Past tense of the verb teach. Now what is the past tense of the verb teach here? Teach is present tense and taught is your past tense. Simple past tense. So what am I going to write here? I taught grammar. We taught grammar. You taught grammar. He taught. Of course, past tense, you don't have to have the es and all that. She taught. It taught. And they taught. Past tense also very easy to understand because the combination is very simple. You have the subject, you have subject, and then you have the subject, verb, object. But here verb, how do we combine? Subject verb means here of course we call it as, you may write it even like that, verb to. Okay, you may say like that, verb to plus the object. Now if you want to write a complete sentence, I am using this verb object here. Otherwise the formation of verb, this is alone is more than enough. Only without the object you can say subject plus verb to. We call that as V2. If you remember well, we call that as V2. So V2 means past tense of the main verb that is used. So here it is stop. Clear? Okay, that's very simple. And instead of subjective pronouns, we can use that very easily. The same verb for all the subjective pronouns plus nouns. So for present tense and past tense, the verb does not have any addition apart from simple present tense, third person singular as subjects, adding s and so on. Primarily, it does not have any changes there. We straight away write the present form of the verb, and for past tense we write past form of the verb. That's all. Okay? Any doubt means you can verify it and then you can clarify. Very simple. Very simple. So you can easily understand. Alright? So with this, let me stop with this one here, and then we will proceed with the simple future tense. We will complete with the simple tenses. Present, past, future. We will complete it today. Then in the next video, we will go for the continuous tenses. So let me wrap this. Of course, you can always go back to the video and then watch it for the examples. So for the time being, let me rub this and go for the simple, and of course this is simple past tense. Okay, this is simple past tense. This is simple past tense. We have the combination of verb, formation of different verb to an object. Okay, so very simple. Now shall we go to the simple future tense? Okay guys, okay. Now here of course I am just going to rub all these things. We will have subject as subjective pronouns because that is the basic necessity that we should have. And what is this one here? This is future, simple future tense. Okay, now let me call your memory. I have told you several times, whenever we speak of the word future, we will have to remember the two auxiliary verbs. Now from future tense onwards, we are going to add auxiliary verb, a helping verb before the main verb. For present tense and past tense, it was not necessary. But from future tense onwards, we are going to include all the necessary auxiliary verbs depending upon the nature of the tense. Okay, since this is future tense, whenever you think of the word future, you must remember these two verbs, will and shall. Alright? Will and shall you must remember. This is the first information. And the second information that you will have to remember always is that after writing will or shall, you must use only the present form of the verb. Okay? You must use only the present form of the verb. So don't try to use will then past tense. For example, will taught or shall taught. No, it is not allowed in grammar. So remember, whenever you think of the word future, immediately your mind should go to will or shall. So after writing will or shall, immediately you write the present form of the main verb. Present form of the main verb. Okay, that information you must remember. Next thing that I want to tell you is that when to use shall, when to use will. When to use shall, when to use will. Now, shall can be used for first person singular, first person plural, second person singular and plural, third person plural. And then for third person singulars, you can use will. But that is only a kind of general rule. But as far as the grammar, the present grammar system is concerned, we are allowed to use will for all the subjects, subjective pronouns, depending upon the tense. For future tense, we can use will for all the subjects, all the sentences. So let me write down. I will teach. Of course, shall is allowed. That you must remember. Shall is allowed. Shall is allowed. And then I will teach grammar. We will teach grammar. Okay? We will teach grammar. You will teach grammar. He will teach grammar. She will teach grammar. Okay? So, it will teach grammar. They will teach grammar. They will teach grammar. Alright? See? Now you can underline all the words here. Now what is the formation of the verb that we can have? So remember, subject plus will or shall plus V1. Remember, V1 means present tense. Present tense. And then present tense means not adding with yes and es and all, no. Only without yes, simple present tense verb. And then you have the object. So this is the formation of the verb for the simple future tense. Okay, viewers? So very simple future tense. Simple future tense. Remember, will and shall, auxiliary verb, and then write only the simple present form of the main verb after writing will or shall. So subject, of course, you can use all the subjects. There are pronouns used as subject. But of course, you will use will or shall depending upon the nature of the sentences. You may want to give importance, or you may like to use shall instead of will. Doesn't matter. You can use it. No problem. So no one will say incorrect. Okay, guys. Any problem there? You can easily understand. See, we have seen simple present tense, simple past tense, and simple future tense, and their formation of verbs. That's all. So yesterday in my previous videos, I said the circumstances under which every tense is used. Then I gave you examples. Now I am coming to teach you the formation of sentences in different tenses. So after this, we will go to passive voice, and then we will completely understand the formation of the verb both in active as well as in passive. Okay, guys? So very simple. See, as long as we are desiring to learn something new, everything will become easy for us, guys. There is no doubt about that. There is no doubt about that. So enjoy reading, enjoy learning grammar, enjoy watching my videos till the end, and then try to improve your standard of English. Learning grammar, watching video after video, and then clearing your doubts every now and then. Clearing your doubts. You are always welcome to make your suggestions, give your suggestions, and subscribe my video. Increase the subscribers. Tell your friends. Tell all the people who are interested in learning grammar. Try to tell them to subscribe, and then we will go together and walk together by learning every day something new in grammar. Okay, so that we will become better speakers of English, as well as we will write good English in the future. Okay, so with this, let me stop this video. Thank you for watching. Come again. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and God bless.